Who were your heroes as a child?
Well, it was for me. Van Basten was my hero, and he's probably the best centre forward that's ever been in the game. Also, Jesper Olsen, he played in the Ajax team with Van Basten at the time, and I was watching it all the time. So those were the two I have to mention. If you look to other players you admire, you're going to look how they play. You want to try things yourself, and that's I think the way you learn, and it's also the way you want to be. If your hero is you admire him for who he is and what he does. You want to copy that and be the same. The coaches I had were always like saying that you have to, play well technically, and then always give everything you have inside, and that combined will make you a good player. So I always reminded that, and I think that's the way you should do it. Play well, and work hard and give everything, and that's you can't do any more, I think.
And how important is the first touch when you're a striker?
I think that's the key to every striker, to be a good striker, because if your first touch isn't good, you always lose the ball. The defender will always be there first then, and if you can touch it well the first time and control, then you're in control of the game, and from there on you can play or take a defender on or pass the ball. When I came to United, the level was so much higher. I had to adjust to that. So your touches, the balls are played harder, and you have to think quicker. So in that case, you adjust, and that's the way you learn it, I think, by practicing and training.
How much of being a striker is to do with instinct?
Well, I think for me personally, instinct is the key, and to be because you have to surprise the defenders and the goalkeeper. So you always have to be creative, and if you play on the intuition, it comes out. You don't think, it just happens, and it's hard for defenders and goalkeepers to react to that. So I think the most important thing is to score goals. That's the way. That's how they judge me. That's how they judge every striker, the amount of goals he scores. On the other hand, you have to help the team. You have to hold the balls up and play well, and play other people in, crossing the ball sometimes. So I think if you can do all that, you're a pretty complete player, and for a striker. And I always said that the combination between really number 9 and a number 10 is the ideal for me. So that's what I would say now as well.
Is there a certain amount of selfishness a striker needs to have as well in front of goal? Or?
Well, it's not selfish. I don't think so. I think selfish is not. It's not good to be in a team sport. You can't be selfish. But in the nature of lots of strikers, is the will to go towards goal all the time and to shoot whenever is a possibility to shoot, and that's the way you are. I think that's the way I am as well. If I have a tiny angle to shoot, or if I can go for goal, I will, and that's the striker's thing, I think.
How about taking penalties? Because obviously you've got a very good penalty taking record. Standing at the Stretford end, it's a really important penalty. What do you think? What goes through your head?
Yeah, you have to. It's a big moment. You have to focus on that moment. That's hard. You have to calm yourself and prepare yourself to take it, and how you're going to do it. If you don't do that, you're going to be maybe a bit out of control and out of balance. You're going to miss the penalty kick. You always can miss one, but I think if you focus well and know what you're doing, I think you have a good chance of scoring.
How do you decide where to put a penalty, you personally?
I decided at the time I take it. When a penalty's been given, lots of things go through your mind, but that's one thing that you look at the situation, the goalkeeper, what is he going to do? And myself, how am I feeling, what am I going to do? And that time you make a decision where they're going to put it, and that's where you go for them.
So what's your favourite type of goal to score?
It's individual goal I like to score. If you beat 1 or 2 players and finish, I think that's the most difficult thing to do in these days. but it's also the nicest goals to score.
So have you got a favourite one?
For me, the one against Fulham at home is a favourite one. I beat a few players and scored as well. And for me, that's the best goal I've scored so far. That's the instinct that we're talking about. It happens, you know.
If you could play with anybody, who would be your absolute ideal strike partner?
Well, I would say Nedved. The way he plays, just off the striker, and supplying, great attacking play and also scoring goals. I think I would say him as an ideal partner. The way his position is, and the way he plays.
Is the relationship between the two strikers an important one?
I think it's very important. Sometimes you have like immediately the click that everything happens. On the other hand, sometimes you have to talk and work out some things, and that's the way you can improve. But obviously, the best thing is that it happens naturally. And I think at this club, if you play with great players, then it's always, fantastic too. Then you always will see that will happen. So I think here it's no problem. They were a great partnership. I think their games were very complementary. They're very, the dummies they made, the 1-2s, and they're both different types, but they were a great partnership. And the amount of goals they scored, the treble they won, and that's great to have been played with them as well.
And Ollie?
Yes, Ollie. I mean, it's great. You see look at his record as well, and that proves it all. His attitude is unbelievable. If he's on the bench, he always positive, comes on and scores important goals. Obviously, the 99, the Champions League winner. You come on and you feel alright. Sometimes it's hard. The pace of the game is very high, and you have hard problems with dealing with that. But I think he's one player who's always on the bench, looking at the opponents, what they're doing, and when he comes on, he has an advantage of that, and he's done so well to do that. I never thought that I would be, number 2. Like you say, 2.5 years ago when I came, and at that moment, Yorkie and Coley were here, and I just wanted to fight for my place in the team and try to do well. And the manager always believed in me, and he always played me, and I'm happy that it all worked out like this. But now for me it's very important to keep this going. I worked so hard to get here, and now my biggest challenge is to keep it going and try to do the same things. And it will be hard, but I will do everything to keep the run going.
What are your ambitions now as a striker?
Well, my ambitions are to improve and to win trophies with United, and I want to stay for a long time and do well for this club, and give my best and personal. I hope that I can do well. I can score lots of goals, so we can win some nice trophies.
How important is it to use a striker to be top scorer to win the Golden Boot?
Well, for me it's important, and especially if it goes along with another trophy, the Premiership, and that combination makes it ideal for me. If you do one, obviously the main thing is the Premiership. If you do the Golden Boot with that, it's fantastic, and I was proud to win it last year, and I try win it again this year.
What would be your dream goal? What sort of situation? Would it be a championship winning goal or a cup winning goal? Or?
Yeah, if you think about winning goals, at important moments, it's a Champions League final, a winning goal, or FA Cup final, or decisive match in the league. Those you dream about as a striker, and I hope that will happen.